This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with ReadyNet. Our host today is Paul Lambert. He is their CTO, Chief Technology Officer, and he'll be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, please submit them in the question box, and Paul will answer them at the end of today's presentation. Paul, thank you so much for being with us today. I am finished for now. You can go ahead and take it on over.
All right, thank you so much, Julie. Welcome everyone to our overview of LTE products from ReadyNet. Excited to be with you. We will today, be covering the overview basically of our one of our new products, which is an LTE router, which provides connectivity to a regular LTE network, and then also an overview of the remote management capabilities of the LTE router, along with all of our other wireless router products. So just as an overview, we have a new product that has recently been certified on AT&T and T-Mobile networks for connecting to and providing internet access to a office or a small home. And the router comes with 2 voice SIP ports, 3G, 4G LTE interface, which is category 4. So speeds are approximately 100 to 150 megabits per second on the LTE network. And then also it has wireless capabilities, Wi-Fi to in the home, and then like we said, remote management. So one of the other things to keep ReadyNet has been in. I'm just going to jump over to my slide presentation here. Talk a little bit about us as a company, and if I can figure out how to put this in presentation mode. ReadyNet's been in business over 25 years. We work with many as a solution provider to many brands that you maybe recognized. And we pride ourselves in the partnerships that we have. A lot of the talking about the customer challenges as far as Wi-Fi and managed Wi-Fi services in the home is that speaking specifically to internet service providers is having the ability to provide a Wi-Fi connection to the customer without them having to do anything, really. And a lot of the challenges, because in today's today's internet service providers find that it's not just about providing an internet connection and then to the home, but it's also connecting all of the devices within the home. So a lot of the challenges that you run into after you've got a good solid internet connection to the home is you're going to deal with the Wi-Fi coverage within the home, such as interference issues, inconsistent Wi-Fi coverage, really a lack of the in-home network from the service provider's perspective. If a customer were to call in to get some support, they would then have, if they don't have the right tools, they have a difficult time supporting the customer without being able to see what's connected or what's not connected to the home. Really, it really boils down to customers not having a good, solid understanding of internet connectivity. They just want it to work, and they simply need the help of the service provider to do that. And without the tools, it becomes a really difficult struggle. So what we recommend to our internet service providers is that they offer essentially a managed router solution. And with the LTE products, this even expands the opportunity for the product offering of a managed in-home Wi-Fi, in that now service providers can go beyond their normal footprint of infrastructure and leverage the networks of AT&T and T-Mobile. And one of the things that we see as far as a benefit for customers in offering a managed router solution is that they have 80% less time for router installation because of what we call a zero-touch configuration. So rather than having to break out the in-home router portion of the installation and getting the Wi-Fi set up and having to log into the router, those settings can already be pre-configured essentially at the head end in the cloud and for a specific customer, and get then automatically pushed down to the local router. And so these are reports, these are statistics that we've gotten from our existing customers who have switched to a managed Wi-Fi service. 30% fewer calls from customers just from the get-go, 40% less troubleshooting over the phone, and 40% fewer truck rolls. I'm not going to go through all of these individual benefits as well, but you can see that there's benefits for installers, your customer service, and also your real technical support folks. As far as the remote management, I'd like to service that we offer and what it's based on is ReadyNet. All of the ReadyNet routers are based on a industry standard TR069. TR069 was built as an industry standard for managing a large number of devices. It came out of the DSL forum, broadband forum, which was the essentially DSL providers back in 2004, and it's really designed to be scalable to literally hundreds of millions of devices are managed with TR069. Those that are familiar, technical enough to understand management protocols, it's sort of the next generation of SNMP management. And it's become very, very common. And rather than creating a proprietary solution, the TR69 was designed as an industry standard so that then for those who decide to, for those operators who use TR069 end up with an industry standard that then can go cross manufacturers. And so they don't have to get kind of cornered into one specific vendor. The idea of it is that it's integrated into a CRM. You have auto provisioning features built into, including firmware updates. It also provides a two-way communication path to the devices within the home to the cloud servers. And I'll just kind of look at, here is an overview of the TR069 architecture. And you can see here, it's got a few components. One of the hearts of the TR069 is the automatic configuration server, or ACS as it's known. And all of the individual devices, such as either an LTE router, gigabit Ethernet gateway, DSL modem gateway, those devices are the managed internet gateway device. Those become kind of the central point within either the customer's home or business. That phone's home using the CWMP interface, or also known as a southbound interface. And then it integrates, the automatic configuration server holds the data and becomes kind of a waypoint between your billing systems, OSS, call center, et cetera, interfaces. And that's how the visibility is provided. Now, I'd like to, typically commercial ACS servers cost about $10,000 to $20,000 for initial setup. One of the things that ReadyNet has done, and we pride ourselves in, is we've dramatically lowered the cost by going ahead, setting those servers up for you in the cloud, and then allowing providers to just subscribe on a monthly basis to take advantage of TR069. One of the really key important parts, and a big part of the demonstration that I'll be presenting here today, is how it integrates into a CRM. One of the key points as you're on the phone with a customer and trying to help troubleshoot an issue, you want to have you reduce every second counts in that call. A call that resolves a customer problem with under a minute is a very happy customer. You stretch that out to 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes, you suddenly have an unhappy customer, even though you may solve the problem either way. So every second counts. And let alone the additional cost for your call center agents and the time for your valuable engineers. Having a managed router service really enables your ability to scale. And these are some of the reasons and the ways that you're able to do that. The managed product line that we mentioned earlier here, and actually I need to update my slide to show the new LTE 520, but all of the ReadyNet products have it. Most of our products have both a ATA version and a non-ATA version. The LTE 520 does have 2 ATA or FXS ports for offering SIP services. And they work with the whole gamut of TR069 ACSs. Really, the bottom line for you is that you're going to lower your OpEx and then also a higher revenue opportunity. This is something that's oftentimes overlooked. By offering a managed service, not only does it lower your costs, but because of the additional and better perceived user experience, operators have the opportunity to charge for that. What we've typically seen is that operators who offer a managed router service can typically $7 to $10 as an add-on service. And so you're going to be able to, if you look at the cost of the overall router, which these are really, this is just maybe like with one of our AC 1000 models, then you can see that you're getting a great savings there. And in fact, this device fee is, that's a typo there. It's actually 5 cents per month, not 50 cents per month. I apologize. I needed to update my slide. So we'll just, I'd like to switch over to, and actually I'm going to just jump back to show a demo because of it in action here on the portal. So this is what basically our in control or management portal for ReadyNet devices looks like. Here you can just bring up your list of devices and your customers and add them individually. A quick click on here, you can now see all the devices connected in a home. And if you imagine having a discussion with your, you're on the phone with a customer, having the context of what's connected to the network is critical. Seeing the name of the device that it is currently connected, what the signal strength may be, and what the bandwidth usage is for any particular device. And then if, say, a customer is trying to connect a new device, they may need to look at their router config. So you can come in here and see the settings for the router and be able to provide them the settings to connect. Voice configuration is also here. The ability to run a diagnostics. I'm going to just skip over here a little bit. Like, for example, we'll run a speed test. We also have the ability for ping tests, seeing overall bandwidth, and then also device current firmware statuses and such. Now, the other thing that we have is some easy ways to set up basically mesh nodes as well. So this is an easy way to configure a whole home solution as well. So every device, including the master device and the slave devices can then be configured and set up for management within the home. And so you'll see, like, for example, on this one here, it's private. It's inside the customer network on a private IP, but it's still remotely manageable. So I think that covers, and you can also see that we support not just, one other thing I should say here is that we also support other devices that do have the TR069 management protocol in them. So you can also connect to those and use those. So I think that, Julie, I think that covers most of what we wanted to go over. If you if there's any questions that have come in, I'm happy to take those questions and answer them.
Paul, thank you very much for that presentation. And yes, we do have a couple questions. Let's go ahead and start with the first one. We have an audience member who is asking, is the LTE 520 open for 5G in the near future?
That's a great question. So one of the things that the LTE 520 is based on, it's a modular design. So we do have some on our product roadmap, some additional capabilities that would cover 5G, though those will be out, over the coming, probably next year sometime at the earliest. But we're always upgrading and staying. We have a close, good relationships with the carriers such as T-Mobile and AT&T, and they oftentimes will even put those requirements in for us to upgrade our product lines. So yeah, 5G is on the roadmap.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Paul. Next question here for you. Let's see. Regarding AT&T and T-Mobile, would that be available for other carriers like Verizon, or do you have to have an international version for that?
So kind of similar to the 5G question, great question, by the way. Currently, this product is designed for the AT&T and T-Mobile networks, meaning that it supports bands 2, 4, and 12 in the LTE spectrum. And then in the 3G, it adds band 5. So Verizon is on a different band, and so is Sprint. And we do have, we are in the process right now of adding the international, essentially, module that then would expand the coverage to Sprint and Verizon.
Excellent. Thank you, Paul. Next question here for you. Is the CRM lifetime free and free for updates and support?
Yeah, because it's a monthly service on the management portal that expands that. So those updates are included in the monthly service. Yes. So
excellent. Thank you.
The upgrade will come with the service. Yep.
Thank you, Paul. I got a few more questions here for you. Okay, next one is, we can see that the M control can detect other brands of devices aside from ReadyNet. But did you experience any issues with the compatibility of the M control with third-party devices?
Great question, by the way. With TR069, there is essentially a set of data points in every device. And so depending on what is made available in the data, as far as what's called a parameter tree in TR069, will determine the capabilities that can then also be translated in management points in the portal. And so compatibility has been fine, but we do find that varying manufacturers will have different particular data points available or not available. For example, here we show signal strength on the ReadyNet devices. I think the TP-Link may also have, you can see it does not have signal strength. And it will also depend on the firmware version. You can see, however, that you do have speed tests and ping tests, but you don't have the WAN data. So it'll depend a little bit on the device and its firmware.
Excellent, thank you, Paul. A couple more questions here for you. Would there be a free trial interface so that one can see the M control in action?
The answer is yes. In fact, it's free for up to 20 devices. You simply go to RN Control and I'll just show you quickly, .com. And we'd encourage everyone to just go set up an account. It's easy to do. You can just go sign in and create account. With that, you will want to have a device, and we can help you get kind of a lower cost sample of a ReadyNet product for those that are new customers.
Excellent, thank you, Paul. Last question here for you. Oh no, a couple more, sorry.
Okay.
Where are your products manufactured, and how would an RMA work for US customers?
Oh, great question. So our products are manufactured in Thailand and China currently. And as far as RMA, however, it's all handled through our US offices. And so you would just contact the ReadyNet customer support if you have any sort of issue, and they will just issue you an RMA. Based on, I think all of our products come with at least a 1-year warranty, some with a 2.
Excellent. Yeah, we always like to hear about the warranty. If Microcom ever needs to reach out to ReadyNet for technical support, can you tell us about who would be the best way to reach out to you? And if it's, for US, what are your service times with the best time that we could reach out for technical support?
Technical support for a dealer essentially is probably, we have a 24/7 technical support that is there to answer basic questions for essentially home users or something, that as far as setting, maybe changing a small setting. For dealers who need more advanced support, we encourage you to contact us via email, and then also we have basically our account managers who will service any dealers directly. They can field calls for any dealers directly that have escalated support needs.
Paul, thank you much for answering all of those questions for us this morning, and thanks to everyone for attending today's webinar. And if anyone has any further questions, of course, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of the products mentioned or shown here today, please visit us at www.microcom.us. And remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded and will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so you can view it again. Paul, let me thank you again for being with us today and your wonderful presentation. We all enjoyed it very much. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.
Bye.